What is Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2? It's a space sci-fi 4X and RTS game based on 40k universe. So let's get started with the visuals. Game has amazing graphics. Particle effects are especially good, like solar flares, massive space jellyfish, and radiation storms look amazing. This also includes super weapons and abilities, which look fascinating. All 12 factions have very different art styles, like the Imperium with its gothic style, Chaos with its edgy teenage style, or Tyranids with their fleshy ships. All the factions also have their sub-factions, which change only the ship paint job, but it's still a nice thing for variety. Also, ship detail is amazing since they have all the small windows and statues, which is a nice thing to have. Let's talk about audio. The game's music is great. It goes great together with visuals and the battles. It rarely feels like the music wasn't needed there, but when it stops, it reveals something amazing. The juicy artillery shots and other gun noises and sound effects. But all this is nothing comparing to the amazing job done by the voice actors who bring the life to all the ships and make the campaign more special.
The despoiler has retreated to the vengeful spirit to lick his wounds. We cannot let this opportunity slip away. All vessels, engage the vengeful spirit.
I can't avoid it anymore. Let's talk about the campaign. The campaign is set right after the fall of Cadia, which is told by a nice prologue/tutorial, and it takes around 30 minutes to complete. After that, you can pick one of the 3 campaigns. Well, 4 if you have DLC. You can also play the campaigns in co-op, which is very nice. So, let's get to the point. Let's talk about the best one of the campaigns, the Imperium campaign. Your mission is to reclaim the Cadian sector as Admiral Spire, who's in a race against time, since you can't let Chaos, Orcs, Eldar, or Necrons to settle the new territory. The best parts of the campaign are the story and voice acting. But what's so bad about it? It's the urgency meter, which can make AI overpowered and unwinnable. If you get it too high, the missions that reduce it sometimes are way too difficult, like the Ancient one, which requires 3 very strong fleets, and the AI support you get is less useful than a lasgun against a Necron. And the 4x part of the game is more annoying than anything else. But what makes the campaign worth the time is not only the story and voice acting, but it's also the battle gameplay. So let's talk about that. There are multiple ship types, like cruisers, escorts, battleships, and more, and all of them have ship classes, like Gothic class, Mars class, Battle Barge Mark II, and a lot more. All of these ships have their gun types, health, and abilities, which you can use to counter different factions. Like ships with carrier abilities can counter close combat ships and fast-moving ships, but torpedoes can ignore shields, so that makes them good against very tanky opponents. Okay, on that note, let's talk about multiplayer. Is it balanced? No. Is it fun? Yes. Since this is 40k, the less balanced it is, the more fun you will have. Since what can be more fun than ramming a ship with a moon-sized station, or one-shotting the entire enemy fleet with one demon-infested oversized nutcracker, or having torpedoes that can track your opponents whilst others have to do harder skill shots than in League of Legends. But that is the beauty of 40k, being unbalanced. But it's so bad that it's fun. And what makes it more fun is that no faction plays the same. So you can have lots of good time testing all the factions and finding the one that fits you the best. So, what are my final thoughts? The campaign has its flaws because of its 4x idea, but what saves it is the visuals, core gameplay, and audio. If I had to rate it, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10, since everything is good and fun except the 4x part, which feels unfinished. The game is definitely worth its €20 price tag.